Mister.
Hey everyone, Mr. MCA here. This is Live Guy for Autopolis with the Honda RAYBRIG NSX Concept GT. Let's get this started. Start your brake just barely past the 100 meter mark. You want to fully accelerate just after hitting the apex, since this car is prone to spinning out a lot along with the other Group 2 cars. Brake just after passing the path on the left. Since you'll be turning a little sharply, you might feel the car slide just a little bit. When you exit the turn, make sure your car is around the middle of the track, as you'll need to do some throttle control for the next 2 turns. Let go of the throttle as you start to turn. Right after, you want to go into throttle control mode as you go through this and the next turn. In between the 2 turns, you can actually fully accelerate for a split second before you need to go back into throttle control. Brake just before the curb on the right ends. Once you're halfway through the turn, you can go at about half throttle and make sure you stabilize your car and make sure it's pointing straight before you start to fully accelerate. You can enter this turn at full throttle before you need to release the throttle for just a moment, and then you need to go on throttle control. Stay on the left as much as you can, and when you see the next section of the track, go at full throttle. Start your brake when your car reaches the second left arrow. When you're halfway through the turn, go at just under half throttle, and when your car is vaguely pointing towards the next section of the track, go at full throttle. At this point, keep your turning minimal, as turning a little too much can get your car spinning out of control. Brake just before reaching the 50 meter mark. You'll be relying on the downforce to glide you through this turn, and just after you hit the apex, start to fully accelerate. Start your brake just before the curb on the left ends. You'll be going through throttle control again for this turn, and just before the curb on the right ends, start to fully accelerate. Release most of the throttle through this turn, and you can fully accelerate for just a bit more in between this and the next turn before you need to start to brake. It is important to go through this turn at about half throttle, because if you give it even just a little too much, you're risking spinning out of control. When your car is pointing towards the apex, start to fully accelerate. Shift into 4th gear, and after you hit the apex, gradually accelerate and get your car to the left as soon as possible. Brake before the curb on the left ends. Control your throttle through this turn and try to get your car as in as you can. When your car is pointing towards the apex on the final turn, start to fully accelerate. And that's all for this video. I hope you found it useful. This is Mr. MCA, the world's most OK player, and I'll see you in the next video.